Yo, yo, yo. Hey, big ups. Officious. I think that's how you say your name. For the 5 gifted subs. Shout out to Officious. She just, or I believe this is a woman. So I'm going to say she, but correct me if I'm wrong. But shout outs to her for throwing some free subs so you guys can get into the Bruh Club. I know we're 7 days into April, and I'm trying to plan this members only stream. Still, I guess, trying to get some people in. So big ups to the members that are sharing the wealth to try to get some people into the Bruh Club because they won't do it on their own will, their own power. Y'all are dope. Real shit. I can't express enough gratitude for when people do that. Like, I wish I could give you something back, or at least I hope I'm giving you something back that makes you do that. You're not just doing it just to do it, man. It's all vibes. What up, Lito? What up, Dank? What up, T Fitness, T Law, Bud Green, Rolando, and all the new members that jumped in. Enjoy the members' content. Whoa, hold on, my nose. Okay. Okay. Yo, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just streaming because I feel like it. What's up, y'all? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace to DJ / producer. This light is so bright. Hold on, I'm playing with some lighting settings here. I don't have like a real studio, but it's like gloomy outside, so I gotta hit it from different angles so it makes sense. But what's up, y'all? Today is again April 7th, Monday, 2025. They're calling it Black Monday. You already know what it is. If you've been following the if you've been following the space right now, everybody's sad. We'll go to a real NPC website in BC that you would almost think that CNBC is like, it's like NPC upside down with everything all like, it's like CNPC upside down. But I guess the N turns into a U. UPC. Damn. Hey, that'll be a funny ass edit. There's a free idea. Also, all I do is give away free ideas. Big ups. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button if you're chilling with me today. We're going to be talking about some crypto in a second, but I just want to put some relationship, because again, I talk about Zen crypto all the time. That's all that matters to me. Just like the title says, I'm like in between. I'm the forgotten tribe. That's how I think of the millennials. No one really thinks about us. We're just here. We just exist. We just happen to be going through all the punches and just happen to be woke. It's like, damn, now we're in our 30s and we get the worst fucking stock market ever. Like, we weren't even born when the stock market was fucked up last time. Like, god damn. Shout outs to the people that are gonna be born in like 2030. They're gonna be dealing with some shit by 2060 for sure. Not my problem though. I'm sorry, guys, if you're watching this in the future. You should have this energy. This is your world. Once you step into the 30s, you're here to play cleanup, it feels like. And we finna clean the floors with this next market coming up. Trump over here threatens 50% tariffs, breaking more red. You know, I grew up in a blood neighborhood, so I invite reds. I like reds. Shout outs to the reds, you know. I wish it was red over here. We in the Zen though. We in the crypto. So yeah, CNBC is showing us it's down bad market everywhere. Worst market ever. Then we look at actually fuck coin market cap. I'm gonna start looking at live coin watch. I like this one. I'm done giving CZ money. I'm done. What up, Tree City West? What's up, Tekken? It's a recession party, yo. It's a recession party, bro. That's just it. It's just red right now. Soon the lights will start flickering. I just don't know how Bitcoin got caught up in this shit. This is gonna be the joke going into the future. Because how in the hell did we get caught up in this global financial thing? Like, this started off as sovereign wealth. What the fuck? And we're still doing pretty good. We're actually doing pretty all right. Like, when we have the zoom out, right, we're looking at the monthly. It ain't that bad. I mean, on the RSI, it looks like doom and gloom. But you have to ask yourself again, like, do you think the real crypto market is going back to fiat? Right? We have a literal ticker on CNBC. It's not like they put fucking crypto, you know, as non-ticker. This is still crazy to me. Like, to me, this is still crazy because I remember a time when CNBC was saying it was a scam. Right? We weren't included. Now we're included, and I'm like, see, it was probably better when we weren't included. Now we're included, guys. You got what you asked for. Why are you not happy? Never happy with the outcomes, right? I ended last week with, like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and looking at my Bitcoin chart, the daily. Damn. I don't know. I mean, I fucks with the Bitcoins. Don't get me wrong. But again, I like my Bitcoins wrapped and on a fast network. How do you like your burgers? I like my burgers well done. Medium well if it's popping as ground beef. If it's like whatever beef, just burn the bitch. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to put some love into it, I might do medium well. And that's how you should be thinking of your Bitcoins at this point. Same with your Ethereums. If you're still following that old school narrative that someone's going to save this, you're fooling. You're fucking fooling. These are shelved items that want to join this thing. This thing over here where it all goes down at the same time because one guy says, hey, man, I'm going to put a number on top of your head. And then this guy goes, I'm going to put it over your head. Right? I think this is the biggest war out of all of the speculative wars currently going on. This is what the world cares about. The world cares still really about finance. The world could care less if they're blowing up buildings and killing people, which is kind of crazy. You know, we live in this. I still think that's one of the craziest things to actually physically still see is like people really do care about finance way more than they care about anything fucking else. Once you start fucking with the bag, everybody's in the game, right? It doesn't matter who you are. You're here making this face. Unless you're in crypto. And if you're in Zen, you're really far away from it all. And we're weaved in it without even trying to be in it because that's just the way it is. I don't know. I don't have the answer on why it's that way. Like who thought of this? I mean, that's like the whole Satoshi thing again. But I think this is more important. This asset class vision, this self-sovereign vision. Now that's actually what we've been packaging and selling. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, they both have legacy, right? And then Bitcoin is a hard legacy tied to CNBC. So, you know, we do have something of our own industry that's hard asset, right, into pretty much the global market. So like if you don't believe in crypto, it doesn't matter. CNBC got your back. That's how I think of it. And that's what they're saying. This is like the worst stock market thing right now because like in the 1940s or whenever the fucking last Great Depression happened, way before my time, I like to stay in my 100 years. So I usually don't be talking about history or trying to hit it with crazy points. It's just something I guess you can also say like it's good to have with you because it makes it make sense like why it's happening this way. So like one of the things is this is the most accessible the stock market has ever been to like retail investors. They're saying I heard this number like they were saying it's like 80% of like the stock market is like retail now. Most of the big players already like moved and it's like you have middle America and middle of globe, I guess you could say at this point. I don't know what we call it, what they call the Commonwealth. Like everybody's in this pool trading P versus P with their life savings. It's fucking nuts. And this is why, again, I don't really think this is the future at all. I don't think you can value a company. I really do think it's asset based and network based, and then maybe a company. And then maybe the companies come back. But we're in a fucking infrastructure race right now. All the infrastructures in the mainstream really aren't working. And we already know that there's players in the crypto space that want to play out, you know, possible renders of these things you see here. Like S&P 500 right now is really Ethereum because they have all the dApps, right? And then you have, or how do you say, they have all the legacy dApps, the Aave, the Uniswap, the base chain, right? Like it's got all of this product below it. And then the NASDAQ is like Solana because it's just where you make an idea and you throw it in the pool. Throw it in the pool and you hope that it hits, right? Bitcoin, again, is more of a sovereign asset. It's like digital gold. So it's like literally the whole, it's like a bond, but to like emotions. I don't know how to really explain that part. Like that's why Bitcoin is becoming too abstract. It almost needs to be reeled in and packaged in the bank as soon as possible. That's like one of my thoughts. I got some super low limits and I went to bed and I got some Tau at $169 and Doge at 13 cents. Jeez, win. Yeah, Doge is at 14 now. I mean, this is a real dip though. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, we have our industry. It just so happens to be that it's tied to the overall like money engine of the reality, I guess. And that's what you're seeing reflect here. Now, I think you're seeing once you remove that layer to understand like, okay, cool, Bitcoin's going down because the globe is going down. And luckily it's a safe haven because it's not rugging. It could go to zero, but it's not because, again, in a sense, it's its own S&P 500 because everything underneath Bitcoin is legacy. If it can make it, right? Ethereum made it. USDT made it. XRP made it. BNP made it. USDC made it, right? The top 10 under Bitcoin all can be considered made it tokens, right? Good things to have in, I guess, a crypto portfolio if you're trying to build that, right? Just pick the top 10 because that's like getting the spread of the S&P 500's top 10. Now, inside of this world, again, that's where you see the 24-hour decline. Excuse me. And why I think, like, you know, Ethereum, it has no definition right now. So it's in pure limbo because it can be dumped because everybody's dumping everything in crypto, right? So it kind of gives everybody the ability to get the fuck out. If they've been waiting to get the fuck out, like, this is the time to do it because everybody's doing it and you don't have to explain yourself, right? You're just like, hey, the world was fucking crazy, so I got out of my position. Now they're going to try to keep people in positions because that's what it is now. Like, it's a money P versus P, like who's going to leave, you know? And yeah, that's why you're seeing some big numbers. ETH, XRP, people are waiting to sell those. Solana 6% down. Not too many people waiting to sell their Solana. I only stabilize my Solana because, like, I have a feeling that eventually people will come around and sell their Solana because it's like a virus. You know, it's like, oh, if ETH is down 11%, it's going to recycle everywhere because that's how the game goes. The game goes all the way through until it starts to go up again. And I don't think we go up until somebody does something breakthrough, right? I think like Solana has a lot of good inside of it. And then Ethereum being used on layer 2, such as base. Again, I think that's like its destination. Oh shit, some of this is not in the frame. Oh well, you can still see it though. But yeah, so like when you have like these little micro markets inside of this big micro market inside of a bigger micro market, and then we have the macro that everybody seems to pay attention to because that's what it's all about. I feel like, again, in crypto, you're so far away from everything that every play you're making right now, it should be as close to the coin as possible. It shouldn't be making a play based on like someone saying something, because then you're going to be caught on the someone saying something tour, where now your token is really suffering again because everyone's rotating, and it's okay for me to sell because we're all rotating. In Zen, I think that's happening right now too. A lot of 24-hour down selling because everyone can rotate out. But then you have CBZen, which is doing the mysterious up 3% in the last 24 hours. Nah, see, CBZen, again, I think it's just a different beast. The person that actually made the chart weird right here is this account right here. I was looking at it. I don't know. Maybe you watched my stream. Maybe not. But oh, that's USDC. Hold on. Yeah, so this person just got back in and got a 2 trillion position. So this might be the market maker coming to CBZen, because there's no exchange market makers. But this is kind of why I'm trying to get at with CBZen, that like it's illiquid as fuck. If you start moving around coins, it's just gonna pump. But this person had the coins. You can see here before they were staking and rotating, but then they just got bored and put up a bunch of sell orders and sold off all of their Zen. Now, this is natural behavior. Like I assume eventually this will be on a scale where you can't see it happening. And this is something I want to point at, essentially, because this is the value. Like, people are rotating in and out of Zen. Every time you come back, you add value to the network, because you shouldn't come back. You should leave. But if you can become an independent market maker, that's a whole other vibe. That's a whole other day trader. Excuse me. They're not really here right now, though. And that's kind of why, again, we're at a weird low in Zen, because it's only low because the markets are low. But it's not low because people have changed their sentiment of like how they're moving in Zen, right? I think that's very special, because it shows that, again, price can reflect natural markets. But then what happens when Zen has its own market, right? And Zen is moving alongside X1 chain and alongside its own pulse. Like, that's something it doesn't have right now. And it's cool to see it stay steady while the mainstream market is like having this issue, having this super duper low. Because again, I think it proves that there's more value here than just a coin that goes down forever. Like, this coin actually has activity, which is totally different. Like, it has a network of on-chain users. They're all over the place. Again, I like CBZen, And I think others do too, because I can just see it from the way that the G rank has exploded over the last like 90 days. That again, it's not that people, it's not that I'm shilling it well as people think, because they're not doing the work. They're not actually making a shit ton of Zen and positioning themselves to have a shit ton of Zen when Zen goes up, right? That's a different, I think, active user. There's a few of them out there. There's not that many, because not everybody has the balls to go that deep. That means you've been injecting and losing, but you've been building a position. Because again, because you won't be able to build positions after X1. It's going to be impossible. Too many people will have caught on by then. So you're building a position with a group. You're not building it by yourself. And that's why I'm like, oh, market makers are probably showing up now. It has to be what this dude is trying to do with the 1 inch. Be his own market maker. Get 2 trillion at the bottom, sell it on the way up. Take the profit, rotate, do it again. Why not? That's like literally crypto. Like, you know, and if someone catches on to it first, they deserve to win. The fees are low in Base. Again, Base is a growing blockchain. There's just a lot of good that's going in over here. Oh yeah, Base also started a year after Zen. So it has a better behavior of users. Most of the whales want to be whales. On Ethereum's end, you have a lot of fragmented belief system. CBZen. I love me some CBZen. I applied for a base grant to pay for an audit for Zen Burner on Saturday. Let's fucking go. Bum, 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 bum. That's how it is, though, bro. We should be building with Zen and then applying for grants with Base and fucking the chain up. They can't say nothing if they got activity. That's what it's all about. See, on Ethereum Zen doesn't live that lifestyle because Ethereum doesn't need activity. So it has like a different player. Like the player is, again, hyper focused on driving value in the name of a price, and they're doing really well because the liquidity is up heavy. But also Jack helped with this. Jack helps to stabilize the price, not in a way of buying, but like setting it up so that it has the rails, like the exchanges. The people had to do the free market part, and that's kind of like why, again, like Zen is mysterious, because the free market in Zen doesn't exist on Ethereum. Like, it feels like nobody wants it. People only want it to trade. And I mean, people will want it after X1 chain. So yeah, it's like a double-edged sword, right? But it's not, because if you pick up some now, that means you won't need a lot of it. It won't be like CBZen, where we almost have like a Q amount of Zen. We're 200 trillion away from a Q with no X1 chain and no Zen burner. So nobody's burning Zen, they're just making it over here, but they're staking it because they get it, right? If the staking class stakes, no one has the Zen, value should go up eventually because the AMP is going down and the terms are going longer. So, and the G rank is expanding, but only at a rate in which Base is popular. So like right now, the popularity died because the market is on fire. So since like the market's on fire, popularity died. And now everybody who made a rank yesterday, if they didn't max mint, let's say they did like 100, 200, 180 day type mint, now they're going to get significantly less Zen because the G rank is expanded now. So your 100 days don't really count. Like you really do have to go long in order to get the most. You can do it, but you're doing a very small fraction, which doesn't impact the supply. It impacts the G rank, and the G rank has to keep blowing up, right? So it's like weird. It's a weird one. I haven't gotten to that part yet. Like, it's like, how do you nuke max mentors? Like, that would be one, but then that would nuke base chain because you'd have to make hella G ranks every day. So then it might be like, oh, base says none of this, because it's like, I don't know. We'd have to get to that moment. It's a weird moment. Make sure you hit the like button if you're chilling, if you're vibing. Let me know if my voice is too low. I'm like kind of far away from the mic. Coffee break. But yeah, like yeah, so base is showing us that if people stake their Zen, liquid can only grow so much. And that's what's happening now on Ethereum. So on ETH Zen, I'm still bullish. That's why I'm waiting for a real bottom, because I don't trust nobody. So if this is going to reflect what I'm saying with these traditional markets, because we don't know what happens until this is finished, then more than likely ETH on Zen is going to keep selling down, because again, there's nobody over there championing, buy it up and stake it. There's a small group. So the market makers have full control of this, and they could take it as low as they want to take it, because there's still a lot of liquid supply. And a lot of it might be on the DEX, on the centralized exchange, excuse me. So maybe, another leg down, a lot of that rinses, goes back into the DEX. We get some really nice prices on ETH Zen, and everybody can join in and stake it up and, ride the next wave of everyone coming back to understanding like, oh, wait, this crypto stuff isn't part of the regular market. And there's all these rails to get into it, right? And the teams building the best infrastructure will see the most revenue. I hope that made some sense, man. That's like how easy crypto is. Like, that's the sentiment. The teams that build the best infrastructure will see the most revenue. Everyone's in the same race. Now, how they gonna get there is different. Some people like Solana took the approach of writing the whole stack. And it totally was like, yo, I want to see it like this. And he wrote the whole thing with a group of people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm more on the like infrastructure with payment rails, because I already see PayPal, like for instance, or Venmo. Like, I got Venmo this weekend because I'm a DJ, and then when I was on Venmo, they had the crypto button finally. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh man, what can I buy? And that's all PayPal USD. And I was like, oh shit, I could buy the PayPal USD, and it's linked to Solana. Like, bing. Now you can just use Venmo as your payment rail directly into Solana. All of that is special in its own in its own like infrastructure, because again, you couldn't do that with Bitcoin, and you can't do that on top of Ethereum. Now Base has that opportunity, but they're like low latency. Like, if we were relating this to like internet connection on a cell phone, Base would be like 3G right now. And Solana would be like LTE. It's consistent. X1 is going to try to be like 5G, but we'll see if it can achieve 5G. LTE is more than what we need. So out the box, you're getting 4G for X1 chain. But that's why it's like base chain is like really like a 3G type blockchain in radio bands. It's just unfortunate because it's an EVM. So that's why I look at base or Zen base and I want it to be the say all be all. But like, are we gonna? It's the question is like, is the nature of the industry too mature for a fairy tale story? Because that's all we got in Zen until X1 chain. Then after X1 chain, if there's the right people with the right at the wheel on a certain chain, I do believe maybe these tokens are possible, you know, to live a few more months, years after the fact. But XNT is their destination. So how long like you can maintain like flight, you know, outside of the X1 mainframe will be the speculative nature of everything. And yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at with the whole base thing. Like I hope base keeps growing, so it's the right like bet, I guess, to say like, oh yeah, this is gonna be where everybody is, EVM style. That's kind of how I'm projecting it. They're gonna consolidate everything into base like in a few years, like it's Walmart, because it's too many projects all over the place. And it's so easy for Coinbase just to enter the financial market, but they don't want to. They want to like enter like culture. Like if you see all their branding and shit. Yeah, see like base. Base is building for long term. Like this weekend, he's like, oh, some stupid bad shit. Like they're trying to build like culture in public. I don't know. Maybe it's just the anarchy Zenian in me. But it's a good blockchain. It's not a bad blockchain. You can go to rollup.wtf. And this will show you like all the chains. So if you do TPS, base is number 1. Arbitrum 1 is right under base. And this is why, again, like I'm curious to what happens. Because this is obviously not the future. There is way too many of these stacks. But I could see a world where all of them consolidate, or the best people from these stacks go and work for big, like you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, or how do I say this again? Sorry. Just like how we have these micro markets inside of these macro markets, there's even the same bullshit in like layer 2s. And it's all under the Ethereum wing. So that's kind of why I'm like, oh, I can see Ethereum still being very successful, because this is going to take a lot of mental power, and it's going to be powered by ETH. See, this website always fucking freaks, but it gave me what I wanted to see anyways. And yeah, like there's going to be a winner under the Ethereum wing. It's either Arbitrum or base, and that's why you got to tell that's why I'm still wondering, like, why did, you know, Jack Levin not release Zen on Arbitrum? He did Polygon, he did OP, and obviously the rest of these, they don't really matter, because Zen isn't a virus or a tool you use to break something. It's about fair opportunity, and the minting formula allows that to happen. And if your network just happens to have, you know, cheap space, you might get a lot of people that show up and say, hey, I want to participate in this fair launch minting function. So again, it doesn't really matter on some chains, because they one can either handle it, or two, they gave away all their coins away for free, so it's going to end up like a shit show like Phantom or Eve Moss, you know. Basis DSL, lols. What's up, Serious Pinch? We got Samson in the house. Yeah. But But yeah, so that's why I'm like hyper focused on base. I could really see base making making everybody be like, fuck, like I have to give my support into this world because this is where all the action is. Like this TK, this one is on its come up right now. But it doesn't have Zen, but somebody could release Zen on it. But this is, you get what I'm saying? So like roll-ups, layer 2s, we have to accept them. They're here to stay. They're never leaving. Gas is going to be cheap forever. Forever. Okay, it's done. The classic world is a wrap. The highest this shit might go in per app is like 10. All right. This morning there was like, is this going to show? Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. So like right now there's a lot of turbulence because everybody's trying to figure out what they're going to do next. So this is why I'm under the impression that this is one of the last times we're going to see turbulence like this. A lot of people are fed the fuck up. They're going to move off chain. They're moving into centralized exchanges. They're going to be moving into layer 2s. Gas on base went up yesterday too. Hold on, I got that chart. Illuminated says Jack didn't launch on Arbitrum because they didn't have the code where you can remove any coins off chain. Oh, damn! And Arb has admin keys, so that's. I mean, so yeah, so they self tapped out by being like, oh, we're not gonna allow you to get an oracle off of this, huh? I mean, it makes sense. They are 100% solo dolo. If there's one thing I know about Arbitrum, that shit they play player one all the time. That's definitely a player one chain. Like, you know what I'm saying? You look at the back of the game or you look at the game, like how many people can play this game? It's like one person. That's Arbitrum. But yeah, see, base yesterday, this is the 6 hour. Yeah. Base's average fee was spiking all day yesterday. And I'm still trying to understand what was going on, but my personal opinion for its inconsistencies were because, you know, again, people are moving around. We have higher educated users now. Why stay on Ethereum mainnet? So you see, like it's people are starting to get it, and then when the gas comes down, now more people are starting to get it. It's pretty fascinating to watch. I'm having a ball. You're seeing also like Zen is like not on the leaderboards as much anymore. CowSwap, told you CowSwap, one of the best things to happen to fucking Ethereum. Damn, wish I had some cow coins. The fuck, what's the price of a cow coin? Yeah, Zen is falling off the charts here, and this is because nobody is making ETH Zen, dog. No one is making ETH Zen because they got you. People who shill Ethereum Zen, they don't know what the Zen does. Like they are like the only person that can shill ETH Zen is Jack Levin himself. No one can move this chart but Jack. And what's so funny is like the fact that like people need to understand that so they can move on to playing their own game. Because your move is when Jack moves. So as long as Jack's not moving, it's all good, right? If you want a moving group, like we're gonna make it, you know, wag me, right? That's CB Zen. Because it's such a solo sport and a risk that it's filtering out the G's. Like if you really understand Zen, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, like I can't, you know, like I'm saying, the market makers say, oh, I need 2 trillion to market make, and as soon as they buy the 2 trillion back, the price pumps 13%. Like they're fucked. Like their days are numbered. They even know it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not a lot of bread. I mean, it's a lot of bread to the market maker. Because if someone steps in that doesn't know what's going on and starts to tank the price, like now you lost. But again, the advantage of all of these Zens is we have the C rank information or the G rank information to know exactly that we're in a lull. Right? See, on CB Zen, we're 400 days from this moment when nobody was actually actively making daily mints. Right now we're like in this future where all of a sudden everyone's making active mints, but they're throwing them bitches 500 days into the future. So they're waiting for their trillions. They're slaving for their trillions. And modern present day Zen, there's no fucking Zen. And that's why I've been hyper active on alerting people about this for months. Like, yo, this shit is about to be funny as hell because there's not going to be any selling. You need to have liquid in some sort or some sort of ambition to be like, I'm going hard. And that's why I started staking, because the trillions on staking is crazy. Right. And this is before the burn. So I'm still under the impression that like we're not done yet, because we're all enjoying our staking fees. But that's you don't want to break that up for the burn. What the fuck? Break up the staking fees for the burn? Like, nah. Not a good strategy. Not a good strategy. You need to have burn Zen and staking Zen and claiming Zen. That's not, there ain't enough Zen, man. You got 3 buckets to fill. Fuck. Get to work. You know what I'm saying? And the G rank is going up and the amp is going down. So again, I think on ETH Zen we could do this. This same method can happen over here because the gas fees are starting to get very low. The thing is that the gas fees aren't promising because they change so rapidly, right? It's like a ticking time bomb. So it kind of makes you question, you know, like, is it even worth applying that much like love towards like the creation of Zen? And this is why I come to the complete understanding that Ethereum Zen is just dead. Like, it's where it started, but the spirit is out of it. Like, if anything, it's just a figure version of Zen, like waiting to be filled with X1 hopium. Everybody sucked the life out of it. And now they're mad that it doesn't go up, or they don't understand like why this is happening. The best part though about this, again, I'm bullish on ETH Zen, even though it's in its darkest time. This is probably the darkest time for ETH Zen. I'm just watching it get beat the fuck up right now, just getting straight jumped. But this is with the beauty right here. If you look at the scale, the staking is going up. Now, something I had posted on my X account earlier. Again, follow me on X for all the stress, for the Zen stress. I think I have a good Zen account. But I have posted this because right now the total supply of ETH Zen is 180 trillion Zen. It's literally it's I can't even say it because what the fuck is it? It took 3 months for us to add 10 billion Zen to the liquid and stake zone. 10 billion. And the funniest part about the whole situation that I had to take here is that it's all went into the stakes. So this also proves my point. Motherfuckers are not making Zen for you. They're making it for themselves. Like, you're putting, if you think someone's making Zen for you because you're going to get a lower price because people are dumping it, like, that is the wrong way to look at it. It's like that angle was 2022, 23. But after 24, there is a different Zenian collecting these coins. And in a time like this, again, it's all relatable. In a time like this, they're shining the hardest because they're the ones that are you know, like trying to keep up with these lows without trying to fuck up the dial, you know. I've never been in this position before. I'm usually learning about this shit after the fact. I'm never DCAing into the mega pump. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And CBZen has some robotic market makers still sitting here. I might make a robot too, just to see what the fuck is happening. If we're all going to be trading with robots on base chain, we might as well have an open source version of it or something. I don't know the math on this though. I got to do some research. I'm in the middle of making websites right now, so it's all coming together, right? The big project. But looking at CBZen, like, again, this is the platform. This is definitely somewhere where this minting formula makes a lot of sense. Everywhere else, again, the spirit is in is dead. I don't really think any other chain has the spirit is in. Maybe P.o.P because Rolando's on that chain, and there's some other few Zenians over there. So it seems it's strong. It's strong. Actually, I did a poll. They need to give me a way to find my polls quick. No homo. Yo, give me a way to find my polls quick. I did a poll over the weekend though. Because I was just curious. But like 175 people voted on this poll. 47% said P.o.P is the one they vibe with the most. And I thought this was pretty interesting. The B.o.P, M.o.P, and the VVZen. See, I'm starting to run some polls because this is just for some self data. But basically, long story short, I just wanted to see where in this spectrum of natural born Zens, based on like if it can get out, it gets out. But then, you know, Execute, shout out to Execute, he reposted this and told some post chain people to pull up. So they kind of took the lead because they like their coins. And again, that is the beauty of Zen. It shows you the chains where there's positive activity. And then I think this like B.o.P, M.o.P thing versus VVZen, it just kind of shows you how like Ethereum P.o.W needs to market themselves better. Like they should be stealing some of the market share from these two because they're in the same camp. But it like, cause yeah, if, my guy Ethereum P.o.W that's in the chat, this is what you have to improve, because that's, y'all are on the same level as them, but they know that y'all are not. Like that's what I'm saying. They know, the people out there know that VVZen is not on the same level as MZen and BZen when it comes down to infrastructure and all that shit. So, and this is also another funny thing. 73 people voted on this one, but I was like, which Zen function do you most care about? The mint function, the stake function, total holdings, total burned amount. Now these were really, really close. So this was a very honest poll. And that's dope. I think that's really cool. Because this is honest. Honestly, Zenians think, you know, they look at how much they have more than they do the other functions. Like, because this was like a low-key psychological one where I was like, yo, I'm going to see if they pick a function or if they do just pick the thing they look at. Y'all pick the one y'all fucking look at. I knew it. But like what it is it's the dashboard theory. People know how much Zen they have. So like if I'm going to come to stake, I'm going to have the stake there. So I'm going to look at my total amount. People aren't coming and looking at this. Like, let's say I got Binance. Like I have nothing staked here. Like nobody's coming to this here and just doing this. You know, no one's coming just here and just doing this. Once you get into the Zen world, you actually start to keep record of your holdings, and that actually becomes your most popular thing to do. You like having Zen on you. It's all psychological. It's fucking crazy. And I'm hyped to see what's happening here because these two things work together well. Like again, Pulse Chain is a good holding chain. My question is like, after the events that happen, you know, does this chain actually see funds come in and people turn it around and it become profitable. But I don't think that's what crypto is about. But I'll root for XEN because it's living on that narrative, and I want to see I want to see people win. Maybe that's what XEN means. It means people win. Lols XEN. The X is pronounced like a W, so it's, you know, people win. But I can't bridge over there, so what the fuck? I come back to the chat and I have to read. What y'all reading? What y'all reading? Oh, I see what y'all reading. Shout outs to all my military fools out there doing the dues, playing the dues. I mean, that's why, yeah. See, if you're in crypto, you're ready for war. And it's not even like we're like really battling anything, you know? We're really just battling mediocrity, because everything's kind of stupid right now. Like, it's really stupid that this mainstream market can affect our little itty bitty tiny world. Like, our world is a mini universe. I mean, I think it's the best one in this microcosm of tiny networks, because we don't have to work the hardest. Like, we're actually pretty chilling. We're just trying to bring it to life, and that's the hardest work of it all, is like making the Zen, getting the Zen, staking the Zen. Like, all that shit is hard, right? Actually, I have to make my stake right now so that I don't get too behind on my time. Boom, I'm up here. I'm 5T. Let's go. Still doing it. Damn, 2 billion. Kind of averaged out to be like that, though, towards the middle of that 4. You need like 10 trillion to be a fucking whale on CBZen. I'm on my way every day. Give me these dips, bitch. These are mines. That's what I'm saying. The P versus P over here is ridiculous. I'm literally inviting the fucking World War III. Because it's fun. Like, the chaos is fun. I made a post and watched the fucking Zen chart just like shake. But like, again, it's kind of funny. Again, we're playing out my thesis. We still got time. April 18th is 10 days away. A lot of things can change in 10 days. And again, this is Jack's Zen, motherfucker. All right. It's at all-time lows at the same time the market is the lowest it's ever been since crypto bruh has not been alive. Nuts. Who would have ever thought you could have timed both? Pick and choose what you want to do. Can you stop trying to pump your bags? Dude, all I know how to do is pump the things that I'm inside of. Pause. Chill. Chill, B. Now look at this shit. I like using this coin live watch thing. I'm gonna jump up out of here. Cause I'll be looking at I was looking at CBZen. Man, CBZen is crushing it versus Ethereum. Fuck Ethereum. Fuck that shit. See, the ETH it could be like this. ETH is kind of up though still. So on ETH, in the last 90 days, I've been saying this, but Zen is better than Ethereum. It just on ETH, so it's suffering the blows. Like, that's what I mean. It's getting jumped with Ethereum. It's the saddest thing to see. It's like, damn, if only Ethereum Zen was on a side chain like Base, so it didn't get jumped with natural ETH, man. Oh wait, there is a Zen on a side chain like Base, so it doesn't get jumped with the other ETH. What the fuck, man? This shit is so funny. It's too easy. Yo, what's up, Downtown Clark? What it do? What's on April 18th? It's my spooky day. It's my numerology. Hey, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button. Add me on LinkedIn. No, you don't have to add me on LinkedIn. But you know, like I like this. I like numerology. So I created a thesis in my brain that on this day, it's the 108th day of the year. So I'm hoping that on the 108th day of the year, we get X1 something impactful. But we still have hella days in between that. So I'm seeing like a range here between the last time. So XENblocks happening is, this is what's fucking weird. XENblocks happening where the blocks go from 2.5 or they go from 5 to 2.5. So right now you're getting 5 blocks for every block you find. Or you're gonna 5 XNM for every block you find. But on September 16th, 2025, it's gonna get cut in half. And you're gonna get 2.5 XNM per every block you mine. Right? So then, you know, the fucking crypto tokenomics come into play. But it just so happens to be that 2 days before that, on the 14th, it's the 108th day, or the 108th days remaining in the year. And then this is like a, you know, it just is what it is, you know. You got 149, which is this 35th prime number. And if you get into gematria, there's just a lot of symbolism in this shit. So that's where the 118 comes from, or the 418 comes from. I want to see something happen in between this area here. I've already have it mapped out. So my assumption was that we were going to hit a dip here because there's no X1 chain. So it's too easy to manipulate the prices in. Like, everybody's so dumb because they're not just playing the game, and that it rubs off on everybody else. So then when there's not people promoting it correctly, it's going to naturally have the market maker sentiment, and the market makers have no sentiment. They're waiting for X1 chain. So if you see here on the RSI on the daily for XEN, in the market cap, at least, I like looking at the market cap. The price is kind of too much. You don't get too much out of the RSI here because price isn't relevant. Market cap is, because we are expanding like a rubber band in the market cap area, and it's tighter in market cap because I think that's, again, where market makers are using as their entry concepts, right? So they're also waiting, and if they flush right now, which they already have, because again, on my RSI, I like to have my halfway at the 42 because it's proven that when supply and demand is under the 40 on the RSI, that it's typically a buy. Anytime you buy under this line, it should naturally go up. Now it could go lower, but it's super rare, right? It's going to go all the way down, but typically if you buy somewhere in here, it's going to come back up over this line so you can get the fuck out if you need to, right? And typically if it's going to get up and away, it's going to get up and away from the 42 range. So this is just something I've always paid attention to. So, you know, relevant patterns looking backwards, it would be a market maker dump. That's why I'm poking at them. And well, they got a small little window left. Their window is shrinking. That's why we're seeing the dumping right now, because I think sometimes after April 18th, it's going to show positive. We're in again, the numbers is just for fun, but I'm also seeing it happen on like bigger brands, Wallet Connect. Now I'm following Wallet Connect close because I'm building. So I wish I would have been building earlier so that I would have gotten more Wallet Connect tokens. But it doesn't really matter because fuck it, right? But Wallet Connect is coming out with a blockchain. And it's making a lot of sense. I mean, now that, again, I'm in it, it's all starting to make a lot of sense. Wallet Connect is the main infrastructure for Web3. Literally the backbone of on-chain activity. Their WAGME connection even all the AIs are shifting you there. If you start to try to build a website in crypto, it's gonna tell you that you're gonna need to make a wallet connect, and then there's the reown. I think they're all the same. This one right here, reown. And maybe I'm tripping. But yeah, so this is an on-chain UX that is scalable. So a lot of people have been using it, like Sony uses it. I mean, even Zen uses it. Everybody uses it because the UX is just so easy. You plug in, you get your idea out, and that's what it's all about. Like, that is what we're trying to develop in crypto right now. That's why, again, I think anybody developing infrastructure, they're actually winning. They're the ones that are going to win the hardest, right? So they're saying that tomorrow that they're going to have some information, but essentially, like, they're going to show the code of their network. They're going to open source it. So this is big because, again, this is something no one's thinking about, but it's one of the most important pieces to a decentral applications, processes, and procedures, right? Literally, again, I think these are the same. I could be wrong, but look at used by Jupiter's Exchange, Uniswap, Ledger, Binance Wallet. These are all the big players that have real world assets. Like, they cannot just lose. Like, they need bomb shit, right? They cannot lose. There's too much money riding on it, right? And same with the Wallet Connect. So I'm really curious to see how this is all going to come out and come into play. And then, again, being in the X1 world, right? Being someone who's close to the rock, we could talk about X1 right now. People would be excited. It doesn't even need to be live. I mean, it's live because it's on testnet. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't need to be live where it's like, and we got this amazing blockchain, because nobody's going to even know what the fuck to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it just starts to go and the internet can pick up on it, and it can build into infrastructure. That's what I'm saying. Where does X1 fit in the overall infra? Now, we have a lot of different things to do, and I don't know. Again, I'm not Zensu, but I'm thinking about my own personal brands that I'm trying to build, and it sucks, like, waiting on like, that's the whole thing about it. It's like weird because to be first to something like this is like you're waiting on someone else to do something. It's like, oh, I'm waiting on Jack to feel like the time is right. Because what I would like to do is the same idea, but I couldn't do it on Solana. It's too expensive. So a Solana isn't the future for entrepreneurs. It's really the future for Fortune 500 companies, right? We're going right back to the beginning of the stream talking about how there's micro markets inside these macro markets. So, like, it doesn't fucking matter what the macro concept is. It's about how much information you know. And yeah, that's why, like, yo, I think in X1 we'll see a lot of interest from Solana bros, but unless they have a strategic plan to include themselves in something important, we're really not going to get anything that people care about, because then we're just a set of nodes. Now, I think our cluster is important, but I don't know why it's important. And that's something they still got to figure out on some critical shit. Like, why is X1 important? Like, yeah, you take away the node voting. You make it so anybody can make a node. You make it so it's a dominant economy of P versus P. So now you have multiple accounts, or you have one human making multiple agencies. You know, then you can build, again, there's game theory on top of the nodes. But I asked the question of what the fuck even this means, you know, like, what the fuck, you know? Is it going to be community built from the ground up? Because that sounds like a lot of work. And why wouldn't you just apply that to something like Solana, which is already built out? Yeah, if you understand what I'm saying, like in Solana, like if we look at Solana deep end, Because now I'm understanding, like, oh shit, this is where I would want to be putting my noggin. Right? DePIN is rapidly growing sector, lets a lot of people contribute to infrastructure networks using home devices and earn crypto rewards. The key DePIN platform on Solana includes Render Network for data computation, Helium Mobile for cellular networks, and Hive Mapper for global mapping. So this is real RWAs in my opinion. The RWA term has been taken too out of context. That shit is a flying dragon. DePIN is a little closer to what I think will help build out a world to RWAs, because you will have infrastructure to put your gold on chain. Right? But again, if you want to get into DePIN, because this is where I'm at with the whole DePIN thing, I do kind of feel like DePIN is the future, but it's not, but it is, you know? Like Render Network is XEN. So yeah, cloud rendering made easy. So essentially, you know, you pay some money and you get access to their network of GPUs, and they take on your task for a lower price than if you were to pay for a service. Right? So it's like you're almost getting access just to computational power that you need. So we have DePIN already in X1, right? Because again, Render Network is Xenium, xeNFTs, same exact method. Right? We don't have anything that's like Helium, and we don't have anything that's going to be like Hive Mapper, but these are things people can build, and that's why, again, my curiosity is more on why X1, because they're gonna have to sell it to people building like this. Like, why would I leave Solana and all my hard work of doing I forget what this is for. Let's look at it though. This is B Maps. It looks like they changed their name. Maybe they haven't updated it over there. Let's see. Is there an about me? Use cases. Okay, B Mapper, the fastest growing mapping company in history. Simplifying fleet management with AI powered insight. Wow. This is facts. Damn, they make hardware. Fuck. So yeah, this is facts. Because yeah, see, like the world is coming on chain, and that's why I'm trying to tell you, like, base chain is low level action. This is not major action. This is working for the man. Like, like you're not getting any further being inside a base chain, but you're gonna probably start there because it's colorful and there's a lot of free shit going on, and they're gonna bring the heat because they need that market share. But again, I'm thinking bigger, long term, next 10 years. Systems like this, like B Maps, like this is where our target is going to be, because if we can really expand this network and give the why you want to use X1 Infra, or maybe you merge X1 Infra with Solana Infra just to keep giving, you know, maximum results or some shit like that. It's a lot of different ways to take it, you know. But yeah, we need this part. This part isn't here yet. This part of the story is not here yet. And this is what you can be working on. If you're saying to yourself, hey, I want to build out something. I've been thinking about, you know, really getting into crypto more on the DePIN side. That's what it is. That's what it's called. You know, this is where you want to be. This is the actual place you want to be in crypto. You don't want to be working in exchanges, because exchanges are disposable, right? Just exchanges, those are going to come and go. DePIN, that's why a lot of people like Helium Mobile. If you've never seen Helium Mobile, these are all cool, you know. we're just not where we are technology yet, or hardware wise. That's why I'm not too excited about this stuff yet. I'm gonna get really, really excited when there's better hardware, and that's what also X1 is doing in that approach. Like, is bringing that, get users online, get them used to hardware, get them used to the best hardware, and then we can go even further once everybody's used to what is the best, right? And then that might bring up better use cases again for X1 for systems like Helium, if they feel like, you know, we offer something that they need. I haven't looked too much into Helium because again, I'm not gonna use a fucking chance right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if I look into it harder or whatever, but like, I like Verizon Wireless. It works. It works, but maybe Helium. But that's why, again, I don't know if it'd be Helium. I could see Helium integrating themselves into Solana. And that's why, like, the Solana phone has Helium as a network. But then Helium is bridging Solana and like maybe something else like AT&T or Verizon. And then that's where we get into a weird conversation where it's like, okay, but I already have Verizon and AT&T. Why do I need this too? But yeah, that's again, this is like the title says, crypto in the future, boy. I was born in 91. Like, whatever's happening today in the space, that shit has nothing to do with me. I'm stacking X coins. We coming up next. Zen is up next. All these lows, give them to me. I am in stables. I've learned my ways. I used to hate stables until I started seeing what the fuck this market was. Zen's still up 5% though in the last 6 hours. Let's see how CB Zen is doing. See, there's nobody getting mints, bro. They're not dumping CB Zen because they ain't got no Zen to dump. Dun 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 dun. We always ensure we had an IT guy who was cool with all of our deployments. They can always make it a way. They can always make it happen anyway. The USA is showing more nodes since the last month. Yeah. We got to get more nodes here. There's a lot of different ways though to expand the X1 network. I think the proof of concept is ready. I mean, the way Europe came online is ridiculous. But again, Europe is a special place because crypto's alive in Europe, but it's not regulated like it is in America. Because even though in America it's not regulated, it's regulated. Like, people know how to use it, know how to be under the radar, know how to be on the radar, know how to trap people in the radar. So the US is its own little bucket. But again, we don't have hardware. Right, our users are doers more than they are, our users are more believers than doers. That's why in Europe they be doing the damn thing. All over on the other side, they be doing the damn thing. But eventually, America will be doing the damn thing. Once we move our infra off of this, like if the S&P 500 had more businesses of today, or like, you know, I mean. It is what it is, you know. It can't be this, it can't be that. It is what it is. But I just think, yeah, one day it'll be different, for sure. New 52-week low today. Jesus. But yeah, man, I'm about to sign off. I've been doing this for too long. My bad self. I told myself I wouldn't do this for more than 2 hours. I almost did 1 hour and 30. Darn. Till next time, y'all. Peace.